What's up, PSGINT family? It's your boy PSGINT here, and today we will be looking at all of Paris Saint-Germain's potential opponents in the round of 16 of the UEFA Champions League in this draw. Of course, there are 8 teams that we can face. No, 7 actually, without Benfica, that we can face that have come first in their group. And these are the teams and the probabilities in the last game we played them. So the first team is FC Porto from Portugal. The probability of getting them is the lowest, which is 11.2%. The last game between Paris Saint-Germain and FC Porto was a 2-1 victory for Paris Saint-Germain at the Parc des Princes in 2012. So we haven't played Porto in a very long while, and so it would be a bit interesting to play them with us not playing them since 2012, which is the second team that we haven't played for the longest time. And it would be an interesting tie. Of course, we played their, I don't know, brothers in Benfica, and it was 2 tough games, so Porto would probably give us the same. Of course, they have the danger man Taremi, of course, but I would say that Porto, out of all the teams in this draw, I think they are the easiest. Not to say they are easy team, they are the easiest when you compare them to other teams, them alongside Tottenham Hotspurs. But would I want Porto? I would take them, but you know what, let me see something else. Next team is Real Madrid, and the probability is 11.3%, so one small percentage more. And the last game, of course, very memorable, the 3-1 loss at the Bernabeu back in 2022. And of course, we have a lot of history with Real Madrid. We have faced them countless of times in the Champions League in 2017, in 2019, last season, and even before that. So is Real Madrid the team I want? No, because we have played them so many times, and in the Champions League you face teams from other leagues, and I don't want to keep on facing the same team. Or respect to Real Madrid, and I think they would be probably the hardest team to get, mostly because of the mentality they have and even the squad and how they are playing right now. So would I want Real Madrid? No. Would I say no to Real Madrid? No. Do I think we have a better probability beating them than they have beating us? Of course. This Paris Saint-Germain, we do not play around, and we are better than last season. But you know what, if we get Real Madrid, let us get them further down the lane. Let us get some other team. The next team is Chelsea FC. Probability is 13.9% of getting them, and the last game was a 2-1 victory at the Stamford Bridge. Zlatan Ibrahimovic and Adrien Rabiot being the scores for Paris Saint-Germain. And Chelsea, there was a period between 2014 and 2016 where we played them 3 times in a row, them knocking us out the first time and us knocking them down in the 2 consecutive ones. But as I said, we have a lot of history with Chelsea. Of course, their previous manager Thomas Tuchel, our previous manager Thiago Silva, our previous captain, is now their captain. We have had a lot of player transfers between the 2 clubs, including Alex, David Luiz, and so on. So this is actually the team I would want. We haven't played them in a very long while, and it's a Premier League team. And when you beat a Premier League team, especially like Chelsea, who have very big powers in the Champions League, it sends out a big message. So I would like to have a Chelsea. Next up, we have Tottenham Hotspurs, and the probability is 14.1% of getting Tottenham Hotspur. And the last game between the 2 outfits hasn't been played. We only played a friendly, but I ain't gonna count that. And what do I expect from this game? I think, as I said, Tottenham maybe a bit worse than Porto, and they are the easiest team. I don't want to face Tottenham because they play one of the most boring football I've ever seen. I mean, it's like most teams we play who only park the bus. They had 30% possession against Marseille, and Marseille is not a possession-based team, meaning that Tottenham just parked the bus the entire game in a game where they had to win. That's a bit, I don't know, confusing for some people. But Tottenham Hotspurs, would I say no to them? No. But I would prefer getting someone else. Next team, we have Manchester City, 14.1% probability percentage of getting them in the draw. And the last game was a 2-1 loss at the Etihad to Manchester City back in 2020-21, last season's group stage. And yeah, again, this is a team that we have faced 3 times, once in the semis, once in the quarters, and once in the Champions League group stage. And Manchester City have gotten the better hand in most games against us. We have only won one game against them. So it would be nice to, I don't know, break that curse. And Manchester City, one of the favorites for the Champions League, especially how Haaland is playing for them right now. But I would like to get City, and I think they are very probable to get us as well. I mean, most people have predicted it as well, and we all know how UEFA likes these kinds of big matchups, and who wouldn't want to see Manchester City versus Paris Saint-Germain. Next up, we have Napoli FC. The probability is 17%, with the last game being a 1-1 draw at the Maradona Stadium between the two outfits in 2018, and Napoli. Yeah, again, a team that we played twice in that group stage. A very rough team, very hard team. We got 2 draws against them in both ties, very similarly to what we did to Benfica this season. But Napoli this season, they're on fire. I mean, they are on the team with the most form. Even though they just lost to Liverpool, they have still, I don't know if they have outscored us, Paris Saint-Germain this season, but they have looked threatening this season, and it would be an amazing challenge to face Napoli and beat them off. Of course, with their great run, I'm not scared of any team, but I'm really not into this scared of this Napoli team, because I mean, it's Paris Saint-Germain. We can do what other teams can't do, and it would be a great matchup, and I respect Napoli a lot. And last team is Bayern Munich. Probability is 18.1%, and the last game was a 1-0 loss at the Parc des Princes, even though we went through on away goals back in 2021. And Bayern Munich, yeah, again, a team that we have a lot of history against. Play them in the group stages. Then we played them in the final, of course, lost to that Coleman header, and then we met again in the quarterfinal. Well, Paris Saint-Germain beat Bayern Munich, which was the last time the two outfits played, and Bayern Munich have the highest probability of getting Paris Saint-Germain, and you know what? It would be really interesting to see these guys again. Played a lot of times, and yeah, just 2 big clubs against each other. And if the probability is correct and we get Bayern Munich, it would be a great tie to watch for PSG, for Bayern, and neutral fans watching this game. So the team that I would like, listen, give me any team, all right? Because some people, I've seen them say, oh, we got second place, oh, we're gonna play a rough team, oh, it's gonna be hard. Yeah, but this is the Champions League. Like, if we go through the round of 16, then we will play one of this big, and then this, and then this. Listen, the possibility of playing the best is always going to happen in the Champions League. That's why the Champions League was created. I'm not scared of any team. Give me any team. But if I had to choose one, I would prefer maybe Chelsea. They're a bit in the middle, and of course, we don't know how every team will come back after the World Cup. But yeah, bring it on. That's what I'm going to say. Bring it on, and I'm predicting that we get Chelsea FC in the draw. Make sure to comment down below what team you would like to face and how you're feeling about the draw. Other than that, make sure to like this video, make sure to subscribe to the PSGINT YouTube channel. As always, allez Paris.